Tonight, an exclusive update to a WPBF 25 News investigation. An assistant fire chief's job on the line following a man's drowning in a failed canal rescue.
The Palm Beach County Firefighters Union now calling for the firing of Riviera Beach's assistant fire chief. We first brought you this story last week. A Loxahatchee man suffering a medical episode. His car ending up floating in a canal. That man drowned, even though he was surrounded by rescuers. His widow and the fire union blaming a lack of water rescue training. Our investigative reporter Terry Parker joining us now with the follow to her exclusive reporting.
And Terry, the city has just finished an investigation into that assistant chief.
Right. The union called for an investigation and the possible firing of Assistant Fire Chief Keith Golden in February. The city immediately ordered that review and it has now been completed but not yet released. I have obtained exclusive audio of Chief Golden telling those investigators that he agreed his firefighters lacked adequate training, but he insists that neither that lack of training nor that botched canal rescue attempt are his fault. And I want to warn you, this video may be disturbing. The scene was urgent.
It's still occupied. He's above water. He looks like he's conscious, but it is occupied.
3 Riviera Beach firefighters swam to Heath Thomas's car, punched out a window, opened the door, and watched in shock as Thomas's car sank. Within minutes, Assistant Fire Chief Keith Golden arrived at a rescue attempt he later described as paralyzed.
I need you to drop your winch out now.
What went so terribly wrong that a conscious man floating in the canal drowned, surrounded by rescuers?
The initial firefighters that opened the door, they made a mistake. I don't think they realized what was going to happen by opening that door, and that's from a lack of training.
The Palm Beach County Firefighters Union places the blame for that lack of training on Chief of Operations Golden, firing off this letter to his boss, Fire Chief John Curd, in February.
We asked him to terminate his employment immediately. We feel that Chief Golden has done enough damage to the City of Riviera Beach Fire Department.
Union President Jeff Newsom says complaints about Golden go back years. Among the 10 reasons listed, the letter cites glaring lack of leadership, deficient training programs, and safety incidents during water rescue calls, including this one where Heath Thomas drowned.
It was horrific. No fire officer should ever make the decisions that were made on that call that day.
Even though Riviera Beach is surrounded by 8 miles of canals, the Intracoastal and the ocean, Golden admitted none of the firefighters had received water rescue training in the 5 years since he was hired. Beyond that, Newsom says Golden made a critical mistake by declaring the rescue a recovery just minutes after the car sank, instructing 2 dive teams racing to the scene that this was now not a rescue attempt.
That's a recovery. There's no way the amount of time he's been down there.
Newsom says a Palm Beach County battalion chief arriving a few minutes later ignored that call and dove down to get Heath out of the car anyway. Because Golden had called a recovery, no one attempted CPR. Thomas's widow, Gia, says she can't believe Golden made that decision.
Thanks for not helping my husband. Because he didn't. He didn't help him. He didn't do everything in his power at his level to help my husband.
Assistant Chief Golden declined to interview with me on camera, but I do have his actual words on audio tape explaining to investigators his side of what happened.
I'm assessing the scene. I'm looking. There's nothing that has been done that should be done in the first 5 minutes of a call of this magnitude. And I was not in command because I didn't assume command. Command wasn't transferred to me, and I didn't establish command. But things weren't getting done.
When you're the assistant chief of the department, unless the chief is there, you're in charge.
Golden told investigators he wrestled with the decision to switch the rescue to a recovery, but did so because he didn't have any qualified divers, and Heath had already been underwater for several minutes.
At that particular point, due to the amount of time that he was down and due to the lack of human resources I had, I felt that was the right call. But yeah, I did what I could.
And Assistant Chief Golden tells me that when the city's lawyers say it's okay, he will be glad to interview with me. The union says they're waiting to hear from City Manager Jonathan Evans as to what action he is going to take. And they tell me that if Golden is not terminated, they will take to a public campaign trying to warn people who both live and visit Riviera Beach that the department's lack of training, personnel, and equipment may put them in danger. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.